Difficult to know how to assess that one, because second half you were all over them, and in the end, once again, you've come out of it with nothing.
No, to be honest, it's a question we'll ask and ask and ask, and at times you come out of it and you think, what more could you do? And today I don't think we could have done any more, but other than take them every opportunity we had, and there was probably nearly 20 opportunities to finish the Wimbledon team off.
And I don't remember seeing 2 penalties saved in the space of 3 minutes right at the end of the game as well.
Must congratulate their keeper, 2 fantastic saves. However, massive moments that have cost us today, and you come out of it, ruin your luck.
I don't know about you, but when both of them stepped up, I didn't think they were going to score, and I don't mean that disrespectfully to them, but it just seemed to be the way it was going.
Why?
I don't
Why?
know.
Is that the
Maybe it was
feeling
body
you get?
language, or what, just the end of that game when other chances had gone begging. I don't know.
Other chances, the crossbar, the goalkeeper, man of the match for them. They defended in numbers. I felt in the last part of the second half we absolutely played very, very well. But the games are won on goals, and we didn't put the ball in the net.
Yeah, and you're not scoring goals at home at the moment, are you? Despite dominating matches like this, it's something like 6 out of the last 8 games you haven't scored in, which is extraordinary.
It's amazing. We do the statistics on games, and certainly I think every game that we've played in the last 12, we've had near on 20 chances, 20 opportunities to score, and yet we've failed to put the ball in the net, and that's the telling factor.
What needs to change then?
I don't know. What else could we do today? I don't know. You watch the game, you've seen it, and you come away from it scratching your head, and you think that as a set-up, I felt we dominated them second half, and obviously we weren't able to put the ball in the net, which is you can go round and round around the houses, but likewise you've got that's what wins games.
It's just that when they're one-offs, or when it's a couple, you kind of accept it, don't you? But when it's over a period of time, people start saying, well, what's the bigger picture?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, of course, the bigger picture is obviously we need to get strikers in that can score goals. In fact, there's a difference. There's nothing about the make-up. Whatever formation you play, it's about scoring goals in any division. Ultimately, we've paid the price today, and we have paid it in recent matches.
Yeah, the fans again showed their frustration today. You can understand that they want to see goals, and they're not doing it at the moment. But what's your reaction to that when they start, booing substitutions and booing you when you come off?
Well, the substitution was made because I felt that they were playing narrow, and obviously you bring a player on that can sit behind and ask them a question, which they did, because when we weren't getting enough crosses in, we didn't get enough crosses in the first half, and ultimately I felt it was too simple for Wimbledon in the first half, first period. The change was made to make sure we could open them up, and we did. So the change worked. I mean, I respect the fans that want to see wingers, but if wingers don't get crosses in, they're not worth being on the pitch, are they?
You've got 3 games left. You've got 2 of those at home. How important is it that you get wins, particularly in those home games, perhaps?
Yeah, I understand what you mean, but the level of performance here wasn't questionable. It was the fact that we haven't managed to score. Everybody has to look at themselves, and we will do. And my players are deeply hurt by the criticism that's aimed at them. When you've just missed a penalty and players are being abused, it's not nice for the player, is it?
Do they need an early goal, your team? Because this is why I was saying about the penalty takers at the end, because it felt by then like one of those days. If you get an early goal, maybe you'll go on and get a few, like you did against Holdsworth, for example.
Yeah, no, actually I've done in plenty of games, and that's the telling game. The goal, sorry, was the first one in this division, I believe, because it can have a massive contribution, and we've learned from that. But likewise, you learn when it's against you as well. Sometimes, ultimately, you gave them something to protect, and obviously we had to. I put 3 up top, and you go for it, and we did, and we've come off here scratching the head, but we've had enough chances to win more than one game.
So Rushden on Tuesday, and again, it doesn't get any easier, does it? Siding 5th, and then Oxford next week. Is it just needing a bit of luck? Is that what you think is just perhaps the difference to spark something?
You've been at games and you've seen them, and you've come off, and whilst we're off there, you've spoken to me and you've said that and likewise all the chaps have, is that we've played well, but we haven't had that end product. The end product is always the thing that will be the difference. And today you come off, and I couldn't have asked any more of the commitment. The players are here are very committed towards the football club. And the fans that have had a go at them and they go at me, that's up to them. That's understandable, because they're frustrated. I'm frustrated too.
So is it just a bit of luck that you need?
Not just a bit of luck, no, a bit more quality. Of course it is, a bit more quality, and hopefully find that ability to certainly just finish.
David, where do we start? First of all, a soft goal to concede, but the headlines tomorrow will be 2 penalty, opportunities missed.
That's got to be the headline, isn't it? I think Luke Foster will put his hand up and say that he should have done better for the goal. We dominated the first half in terms of possession, but didn't come out of it with any end product. The second half was just a one-way traffic, wasn't it? And a bombardment on the opposition. And now we've come out of it without anything. It's gobsmacking, really.
I mean, you must be asking questions of your players, but is there any answer you can come on with at the minute for why it's just not going in the back of the net for your side?
Well, we've missed 2 penalties. There's the biggest contribution towards that. But likewise, we've hit the crossbar. The goalkeeper's pulled off save after save. They've been very dogged, and I give them credit for that. Certainly, you have to respect that. But the whole of the second half was camped into their box, and we haven't had the ability to put the ball in the back and take them chances, which is always going to cost you if you don't take your chances.
Is it fair to say you've gifted sides the opportunities to go in front in recent months? And if it is, I think Luke Foster's mistake will have summed that up today, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I wish we only got one chance and took it. That would be sometimes nice, but we've had, in certainly the last quarter of games, plenty of opportunities. We've worked hard on different types of formats and getting into positions, and they've been achievable, and certainly very achievable, and today was no different. But we've paid the price for not being able to be successful in front of goal.
In terms of players that stood out for you today, who do you think they were? Ryan Williams looked very bright in the first half, but was substituted. Why was that?
Because we weren't getting crosses in. Simple as that. That was a factor.
Just that one factor, or is lack of contribution in your eyes through the rest of the game?
Well, no. If you play with wingers and they played narrow, if you play with wingers, they've got to put the ball in the box. And the fact is, we weren't getting enough crosses in. So you go, you change it, put 3 up top to make sure that they have to bring their fullbacks in and put a man in behind, and it would prove to be the case. And we absolutely dominated from then on. We weren't getting the ball down in wide areas and delivering threatening crosses, and that proved to be the case in the first half. Ryan Williams is a good player, but likewise the players that we needed to penetrate came on and did very well. So we created a number of chances, and another day you come away being on a happy note.
We'll talk about those 2 penalties now. Was it just lack of technique, or did the goalkeeper get lucky?
I don't think he got lucky. I have to give him credit for that. Alan Marriott saved penalties before, and they're not just lucky. You have to give the goalkeeper credit, and we have to be mindful. We're not here just to say it was one-sided. The goalkeeper's pulled off 2 wonderful saves, but we're going to be critical because they've cost us points. There's a factor. You have to be honest about that.
I want to come on to the end of the game now and the Ian Greenstand reaction. Now, I want to give you my opinion on it in terms of their reaction towards you, David, today. I thought it was a little bit unjust, maybe, in terms of the fact that you haven't missed 2 penalties at the end of the game, have you? If your side had been played off the park for 90 minutes, you could maybe understand that frustration. But that reaction a little bit unjust, do you think?
I think that I couldn't have done. No manager could have done any more today. But there's a legacy here, and they obviously aiming that at myself, and obviously my players. The players got a volley full. Fans are entitled to their opinion. I do respect it, but not when it's unjust. Because today we haven't played badly. We haven't come off with, and the method wasn't wrong. The method was fantastic. We just haven't put, ultimately the misses with, the opportunities that we've had, we haven't taken. So it leaves a nasty taste in your mouth, and certainly in the dressing room, it's my job to pick the players up. But what I will say is that also there's a lot of fans out there that write to me and email the club and get behind me. So I'm very grateful for their support, and there's a lot of people. I came down before the game today and said hello to a few of the fans, and they've been very supportive, and they don't always agree with what's going on by the minority. So I agree with you. I don't think it was necessary. I do respect the frustrations, but likewise, that's. I was interested to see what Mr. Brown said. He felt that it was unjust as well, and so it's not just ourselves. I don't feel sorry. I don't feel annoyed. But likewise, I don't understand it at all because we've played very well. But obviously, clearly, some people want to continue to do that.
How personally wearing is it, though, David?
I've got thick skin. I'm all right.
But by your face, I see.
No, it makes me. Listen, I get angry. I'm angry. I don't need people abusing me and shouting out, swearing. There's children in the stand as well. So we're trying to encourage children here, and some of the language wasn't necessary.
let's move on to Tuesday night. It's Rushden and Diamonds here. A chance to put this result right at the end of the day. If you just want that ball in the back of the net, David, I think if anything, that would sum what you want up at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to tell the players to play badly and win 1-0. That might be good.
Change your approach.
Yeah, let's just play rubbish and give the ball away cheap, but win 1-0. That might do us all the world of good.
Thank you for your time, David.
Pleasure.